Bernard Arnault sits at number 2 on the Forbes Billionaires List and has a net worth of $189 billion. Arnault's net worth has really shot up over the past 2 years. In March of 2018, the billionaire had a net worth of $72 billion. Then, in April of 2020, he had $76 billion. And yes, that's still an insane amount of money, but it seems small in comparison to his current $189 billion fortune. So how did this guy double his money in a year? How did he beat some of the greatest tech giants of all time, like Elon Musk, Bill Gates, and Marc Zuckerberg? Well, we're here to tell you all about Bernard Arnault's life and how he became one of the richest men in the world. Be sure to give this video a thumbs up. Also, don't forget to subscribe and click the bell. That way you're notified when we post a new video. Bernard Arnault is the CEO of LVMH, a French corporation specializing in luxury goods, and he owns 46% of the company. Through LVMH, Arnault runs a luxury empire of 70 brands, including Louis Vuitton, Sephora, Christian Dior, Givenchy, and Marc Jacobs. In addition to that, LVMH also controls several wine and spirits brands. During the COVID-19 pandemic, LVMH and Bernard Arnault prospered more than ever. In fact, it was one of Arnault's most successful periods. Like we were mentioning earlier, his net worth increased by an astonishing $110 billion over the course of just 14 months. Despite the pandemic, LVMH had a global sales boom, which shot Arnault to the top of the billionaires list. In the first quarter of 2021, revenue at LVMH's fashion and leather goods unit increased by 52% from the same period in 2020 before COVID-19 was declared a global pandemic. The watches and jewelry division sales also rose by 138%. Professional start. So, how did this mega billionaire get to where he is today? Well, Arnault had always been an entrepreneur. In 1971, he graduated from a French engineering school and started to work for his father's company. His father owned a civil engineering company, and 3 years after Arnault began working there, Arnault had convinced his father to shift the company's focus to real estate. His father followed Bernard's instincts, and the company turned to real estate. Arnault was the president of his father's company from 1978 to 1984. In 1984, Bernard was a young real estate developer, but heard news that the French government needed someone to take over a large textile and retail conglomerate. With a little help and $15 million made from his father's company, he raised $80 million and bought the bankrupt luxury goods company. Once he bought the company, he soon acquired the nickname The Terminator because he laid off 9,000 workers in 2 years. Then he sold almost all of the company's assets, keeping only the Christian Dior brand along with one other department store. Acquisition of LVMH. Then, in 1987, the Louis Vuitton president and LVMH company chairman, Henri Racamier, invited Arnault to invest in the company. Arnault bought enough shares that he became LVMH's largest shareholder. Arnault and Racamier began to have differing opinions on how the company should be run. So, in 1989, Arnault spent another $500 million to gain control of a total of 43.5% of LVMH's shares and 35% of its voting rights. This allowed Bernard Arnault to have the blocking minority, and he stripped Racamier of his power and ousted him from the board of directors. Later that year, Bernard Arnault was unanimously voted to be chairman of the executive management board. The growth of LVMH. After Arnault took over, the company began to transform into one of the largest luxury groups in the world. The annual sales and profit grew exponentially. LVMH went on to acquire many luxury goods stores, including Marc Jacobs, Fendi, DKNY, and Sephora. In January of 2021, LVMH acquired American jeweler Tiffany & Company for $15.8 billion, which is the biggest luxury brand acquisition ever. In addition to that, LVMH spent $3.2 billion in 2019 for luxury yacht company and the high-end hotel brand Belmond, which owns and manages 46 hotels, trains, and river cruises. Bernard Arnault is constantly working on LVMH and looking for ways to grow and expand. In fact, every Saturday, he visits as many as 25 stores, both his own and those of competitors, and is always looking for ways to improve. Arnault has also made investments in Boo.com, Netflix, and he's even entered the yacht business with his investment in Princess Yachts and Royal Van Lint. He's married to his second wife, Hélène Mercier, a Canadian concert pianist, and they've had 3 children together. Arnault also had 2 children from his first marriage. 4 of his 5 children have leadership positions in brands controlled by Arnault. Make sure that you give this video a thumbs up and subscribe and click the bell so you're notified when we post a new video. Also, make sure that you share this video with a friend because it really does help out the video and we appreciate it. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.